Go with you, teacher, and stay in the school, or I'm bloody fixing you.
Every family has its little problems.
Do you think these are good for Miss chakras?
It transcendentizes them.
All right, Tariq.
Well, again, it's autobiographical. It's based on the time I was about 12 years old, getting into trouble at school, of not going to school, shoplifting, just being generally a really tedious 12-13-year-old. My dad and my mum, even my mum this time, kind of went, we need to sort him out because he needs some kind of discipline. And they thought the best thing for me to happen to me would be to send him to Pakistan. And I ended up being sent to Pakistan for a year when I met my dad's first wife and his 2 daughters, and I just ran wild for a year really, and just being completely obnoxious to as much in Pakistan as I was in England. Unfortunately, I didn't get to go to the filming, but the thing is, there's such a massive infrastructure for making films in India. I mean, in India. India has one of the biggest film industries in the world. So all the contacts are there to make things easier, on the ground. That we were able to go to Chandigarh and build the compound. And I don't think we could have done that in Bombay because and gone into a studio because of the noise. I think it would have been too much interference. But I think logistically, obviously there were hiccups along the way, but I think on the whole, we had a pretty good filming experience out there. I thought it was really important. One of the big questions that always came up in after showings of East is East was people wanted to know about Mrs. Khan #1. They thought she was just always kind of passed by, and it wasn't a story about her at that point. So that was one of the things I wanted to address in West is West. Was I wanted to show the audience this woman, this ghost from George's past, who he'd left 35 years before, and just presumed that when he went back to Pakistan that everything was just going to be as it was. And to a certain extent, there was always contact there. There was money got sent back to Pakistan, and there was always letters. But he was actually meeting the woman he married and had 2 children with for the first time in 35 years. So I wanted to kind of explore how she felt and you know what she felt about him with his 2 sons there, and what this new relationship was going to be between them.
Well, working with someone like Ram Puri is a bit daunting because he is a Bollywood legend and I've grown up watching his films. And in my family we've seen a lot of his films as well. So just seeing him every day when I wake up, it sent a shiver down my spine. But I got used to it because he's such a beautiful person and he's so down to earth and he's such a brilliant actor. I've learned a lot just by looking at him.
Thank you.
I was just a normal kid in school, didn't know what I wanted to do in life, and my head of year came across an audition slip for this role, and he urged me to go to it. I wasn't sure at first, I talked with my family, and they said just go for it, see what happens. So I went, and I was the last person in. Out of 200, that was in Leeds. There was more around Manchester and London. So I was the last person out of 200. Most of them were from drama schools as well. So I'm really fortunate to have landed this as well. So just go thank God really.
My first reaction was that it's a brilliant drama. You know, it's much deeper than East is East, and it's the the family which is being referred again and again in East is East. You actually see the family in this script, constantly referring to Mrs. Khan #1, Mrs. Khan #1, you're sending money to Pakistan, and you never see Pakistan. So in this one you see Pakistan, and it falls nicely into a sequel. Well, for an actor, you have to believe what is written. You have to make it your own, even if you are not like him. You have to make believe.